I've been thinking about what crazy timeline that we're living in right now. Like, what other timeline can you think about that you have the Russians Ukraine for some farmland that they apparently just needed to have. On top of that, you have Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson at 60 years old. You got North Korean soldiers being addicted to porn. And on top of that, they're still selling Dasani water on shelves at your local Walmart. I've got beef with Dasani water, not only because it tastes bad, but simply because they add stuff to it to make you more thirsty. Like, whenever I drink a bottle of Dasani water, I'm disgusted, not only because the fact that it's just, I want to puke it out of my mouth because it just touched my taste buds, but because I have to drink 4 bottles to feel like I've replenished my thirst. I've got a funny story that I'm about to tell about water, but first, I found this random game on Steam and I really didn't know what to record, so I figured I'd give it a try while commentating and just talking because, well, it's 2 in the morning and I haven't recorded in a bit because I've been super busy, but you know what? I'm just bringing back the 2012 Let's Play videos, so I hope you enjoy this. So this game's called The Creature of Chaos. I have no idea what it's about. We got episodes and stuff, and also we have a campaign. We got customs. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but we're just gonna hit play and hope for the best. Oh, and I got a gun. All right, so I got a gun. There's a door here. So, like, does this go to someone's home? Like, am I about to break and enter and rob their place and then burn their house down and commit arson? I don't know. All right, let me tell you about this funny story about me drinking water. So a few years back in like 2021, I went to Mexico for my cousin's wedding. And so when you go to Mexico, they tell you to not drink the water. And I don't know if it's because, like, well, at the time I didn't know if it was just for whatever like weird reasons, like stereotyping like Mexican people in their water. I had no clue at the time. But so for context, like, I guess in Mexico, they don't purify your water the same way they do in the U.S. So I wasn't really thinking about, like, all that stuff at the time, because at the time I was, like, 18, all right? So, and in Mexico, you can drink. So at 18, you can legally drink in Mexico, right? As an 18-year-old who can't legally drink, not saying that I did. I would never underage drink. Never. Of course not. But anyway, so I was drinking a little bit, and a little bit is a bit of an understatement. I was drinking pretty heavy. I was getting plastered like every day while I was in Mexico for my cousin's wedding, you know? I was celebrating my cousin, you know, he was getting married, you know, he's dating this girl for 10 years and whatnot. So I was having fun time in my life. And for the most part of this vacation or wedding, I guess, it was like 5 days long in Cancun, and I was drinking just beer most of the time. Like, most of the time I was drinking Mexican crafted beer. I was drinking Corona, some Modelo's, you know, just kind of just vibing at the resort and, you know, just drinking some beer. Well, this one time in particular, so back to, like, the thing about water. So, you know how they don't, like I said, they don't purify the water properly in Mexico compared to, like, U.S.? They purify it completely different. Well, this one day in particular, we were hanging out at like, the resort in the pool, and I was just going crazy on the mixed drinks. I was drinking strawberry margaritas left and right. And think about these strawberry margaritas, and they tasted like oh my god, this guy's ugly, Jesus. They taste like the strawberry Starburst. So I was going to absolute town on these things. I think I had maybe like 8. I think I gained probably like 20 pounds and started developing type 2 diabetes after drinking these things, but man, they tasted so good. And so, like, you know, when you have a frozen drink, you make it with ice. And well, ice, as you know, I'm out of ammo. Oh god, he's chasing me. Well, anyways, so ice is made out of frozen water. And well, so after drinking like 8 of these margaritas, I started to feel a little sick. And I didn't really understand why. I was thinking originally that I was just like had a little too much to drink, but it really wasn't that. And so after I had these 8 margaritas, like, I just started just shitting profusely. Like, it was bad. Like, this was just coming out of me like Niagara Falls flowing down from New York into Canada. Like, it was bad, dude. I got so sick from drinking these margaritas. And at first, like, I didn't really understand why I was getting sick until, like, a few hours later, I was kind of like, oh, you want to know what? It was probably the ice that made me sick because, like, it was made out of water. And so I didn't really have, like, too many crazy symptoms until, like, later that night. Like, it's 3 a.m. and me and my parents are, like, in our rooms, right? And it's 3 a.m. and man, this thing hit me like a truck, dude. Like a drunk driver driving down a highway at, like, 120 miles per hour, 12 beers deep, just killed a family of 4 in a minivan. Like, that kind of, like, stomach gut-wrenching things. Like, my stomach was in knots. I was probably living on this toilet for a few hours. like that night, just relieving just the ungodly bowels that the devil was putting upon me. It was so bad. And I didn't really know how long this was gonna last. So it carries on for roughly about like 2 days after that. And we still have like, I think 2 days until like the wedding, right? So we get to the wedding day, like the day where they say their vows and then like things like that. So I'm sitting in my chair watching my cousin get married, on this happy, beautiful day. And like, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, I gotta shit. Like it was bad, man. Like I'm just sitting there and I gotta get up maybe like 3 or 4 times. It was just so embarrassing, dude. It was actually really, really embarrassing. So, so they're saying their vows and they're getting ready to say I do. And like, I'm holding it in, bro. Like, I'm just like, I'm grabbing my stomach. My cheeks are just clenched. I'm fighting demons out here. I don't even know how I got this double barrel shotgun, but I'm just gonna rock with it. But I'm doing pretty good. I'm fighting for my life right now. And, it was nice. It was great. The wedding itself, was good. We get to the after party and my God, guys, listen, I know this is cool because I don't think any girls watch these videos or like my channel, so it's cool because this is just like guy talk now. And if you're a girl that watched my channel or any of my videos, I'm sorry, but just lock in. I hope you're like one of the bros. So I'm sitting at this after party, with my family, and bro, I gotta shit bad, dude. Like I gotta go. I have to go run upstairs, and just like I'm in my room's like my room's bathroom for like 45 minutes. I'm leaving the demons that have just taken over my body. It got to a point where like, when you have to go like really bad and you're really fighting for life, like your clothes start coming off. It was like that, dude. Like I was starting to lean over the toilet. Like I'm just fighting for my life and like clothes fully off, leaning over this toilet. I'm just like fighting these demons, praying to Jesus, dude. I started reciting the Bible. I was just like, Croatians, chapter 8, verse 3. I don't remember what that even is. It has been a real long time since I've studied the Bible. I'm such a really devoted Catholic and really, really within my faith here of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But so I went ahead and looked at the Bible verse, and it turns out I didn't mean Croatians. I meant to say Corinthians. And so what this Bible verse means is, for they gave according to their means, as I can testify, and beyond their means of their own accord. After telling this story, man, did God show me grace and give me mercy. But yeah, this kind of just proves how much of a strong, devoted Catholic I really am. I hope the Pope doesn't hear this because he might strike me down. But I'm just fighting for my life. I'm praying to the gods above, just like hoping this would end soon. I got done doing the business and I go back down to like the after party, and it's just, I'm not the same. I'm white in the face. I don't want to eat anything. I'm just like, I want to drink, but I can't. Like I want to get drunk with my cousin, but like I know I can't because I don't even know how that's gonna turn out. But let's just, to make the matters like shorter, to make it kind of like summed up, kind of turned out okay. I kind of just like gathered my stuff together and gathered my thoughts and started drinking more anyways, and just didn't really care about the aftermath was gonna be, which is probably like the worst thing I could have done. But you know what, it is what it is at this point. So later that night, I go back to bed, still feeling pretty sick in the stomach. But I go to bed and I feel okay, but I wake up the next morning and we got stuff to do, and I feel like shit. I feel like absolute shit. I feel like dumpster fire. Like I feel like a night that you don't want to remember ever. It was bad. And so what we had planned for this day, we're going on this catamaran, which is kind of like a big boat, like a big sailboat. And so like this is probably getting ready to descend on this voyage, right? We're going like deep sea diving or something, like scuba diving off this boat. I started drinking more because 18 years old. I'm here to fucking get hammered and celebrate my cousin's wedding. And so I'm getting plastered on this boat and I'm diving into the ocean, and drinking and going swimming and scuba diving probably isn't my best bet, but it's okay though because I had a life jacket on. I ended up surviving. And if I didn't survive, I wouldn't be here making YouTube videos and telling you about the story. That doesn't make any sense. Honestly, I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't even know why I'm recording this video. This is really just something I decided to pick up and make. So I decided what I was gonna do with my videos. I'm just gonna be as most genuine as possible and just have fun with it. So you might just catch random Let's Play 2012 edition videos of me just telling random stories about my life and playing random games like this. So I hope you enjoy. But anyway, so we get back from this voyage. I still feel like death. I'm like hungover on the boat. I'm almost gonna like fall off the side of it. I'm like leaning over, just like enjoying like the wind in my face. If you've ever been drunk before, you know that like when you have a cold breeze against you, like it's one of the greatest feelings on earth, dude? You feel like a dog. Like, you know how dogs will, like, if you have the window open, they'll start like sticking their tongue out and just like start going crazy. Like, that's how I felt. It was kind of a rough patch, but we got back from the voyage, and I still feel like death. I felt like death a lot this whole trip. I went to my parents. I'm like, listen, like, I need something. And so, you know, back to the drinking water thing, this kind of like sums up. So Mexican water in bottles tastes like Dasani. Like, it's salty. Like taking a plastic straw into the ocean and then drinking out of it. Like, you're basically killing the sea turtles at this point. But I ended up going through like a whole 12-pack of this salty water that is worse than Dasani. So I got beef with this water too. And I ended up getting some Tums. They found some Tums. Dude, this shit was expensive. It was like $20 for a pack of Tums. Because they know how like fucked up their water is. So like they purposely like don't tell you how bad the water is there. So like you'll just buy some Tums or whatever kind of medicine they have in their shop because of that reason. Because they want to make more money off you. But you know, long story short, I ended up like surviving the whole thing, which is good. That's my beef that I have with water. Anyways, you're probably thinking, Tone, would you ever go back to Mexico? And the answer is yes, simply because if you go to a resort, they have all you can eat and drink. You know, I love food, great, and also I love alcohol. Alcohol is also really good for the soul. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go grab a cup of Joe and read the Bible and be a true devoted Catholic and repent for my sins.